Hello to you all and welcome to Car Question. This week we're going to drive the Toyota Sienna 2016. Toyota made some major modification in 2015 to the interior of this minivan and the exterior styling. Well, it's still good looking. But for 2016, the only change that they made is to the connectivity with your mobile phone, which has been improved, and you've got some minor modification to the apps that you can use. But right now the question that remains, if you need space or to bring 6, 7 or even 8 passengers along with great comfort, do you need a SUV, a crossover, or do you choose a minivan? That's a good question. That's what we're going to find out this week at Car Question. And now let's look at the exterior of the Toyota Sienna. And now, look at that. You're gonna see that I have to move way back to get the full view of the side of this minivan. The model that we are testing right now is the Sienna 7-passenger XLE limited edition. It's all-wheel drive, so that's a nice option that Toyota is offering us with the minivan. When you look at the exterior, it doesn't look like a truck, it doesn't look like a crossover, it's looking more like a car, but you can see clearly that it's a minivan when you look at it. But I think it's not bad. You've got nice use of chrome and the major redesign that they did last year. You can show it even in the headlights. So you've got a LED which are playing the role of daytime running lights. You've got HID right there, but when you're gonna pull the lever to give you better lighting, it's gonna be simply halogen. And you've got also a detector right there in the front. You can see that there is only one, so it's only covering this side right there on the car. So you won't have one when you're gonna probably be close to an object with this part of the car. The hood is so small, but still they managed to put a nice line in it, so you've got a big Toyota logo. And when you move right there, a huge windshield, incredibly big. You can see the detector right there for the rain when the windshield, when the wipers are going to activate themselves. As soon as they're going to see rain on the windshield, you're going to see right there the nozzle are hidden, so you won't have a big buildup of ice, and those wipers are ready for winter, and they are so big once again, so they're going to give you a great cleaning as soon as you turn them on. On the side, well, it's hard, you know, to give a design to a boxy car, and right now the minivan is a boxy car, so it's kind of square, so it's hard to give a unique design, a unique line. So you've got a line starting right on the side right there, going all the way up to the back, a nice line right there in the bottom, but it's discreet. So you've got the mirror. Right there you have your blinker, and as soon as you're going to open your door, you're going to have a light which is going to light all the way up all the way down to light your path to give you a good entry. I'm at the end of my arm. You're going to see that you have one sunroof right there with a little deflector which is going to change the air, the way that the air goes in the back, so it would not create any vent inside the car. So it's quite big. Once again, you've got some rack rails right there if you want to put up some more cargo with a Tully rack or something like that. The door on the side, pull the handle. There you go, electric opening, and look at that. It's incredibly wide. So if you have a passenger in the back, no problem. And look at that, up in the front, by the way, nice touches of chrome. And if you want to lock or unlock your door, you can press there. And look at that, when you open the driver or the passenger car, it's incredibly big. So even if you got some package, even if you have your arms full with a baby, hey, don't worry, you're gonna be able to sit in that seat without any problem. If you wanna close the door, simply pull there, and there you go, it's gonna close. Big window, huge window, and you've got also a defrost right there, right in this one. I don't know if you can see with the camera. And this one will open to let some fresh air inside the car when you push a button, and I'm gonna show you later. If you look at the back of the car, of the minivan, it's not a bad design. Once again, you can clearly see the Toyota signature with the tail lamps. It's not LED, so it's halogen. As soon as you're gonna move into reverse or use your blinker, you're gonna see that there's a Sienna logo right there, a big Toyota logo. Right under there is hiding your rear view camera. You've got a limited all-wheel drive badge, and you've got plenty of sensor when you're gonna make those backing up maneuvers. A nice spoiler, give you I can say a sporty look because it's a minivan, but it's always welcome. So you've got also a nice touches of plastic there to protect your bumper, and you're gonna see that it's quite low. So if you're getting some package up, getting some heavy things, you can see that it's clearly low, so it will be quite easy for you. If you want to open the trunk, you press and you pull. If you want to open it with the electrical feature, you have to have your remote in hand, which I don't have right now, and simply hold the button and it's gonna open to this cavernous. It's so big. You've got a lot of space right there. Even if the second row of seating is raised, you can see that you can clearly put a lot of things inside that car. You've got cavernous luggage space, and when you want to close it, you just press on that button and it's gonna close gently, slowly. There you go. And it's been locked. And you have also under there a little button that you can press to lock the hatch of the minivan. So it's not bad looking, but it's a minivan. And also, I nearly forgot, check the wheels. And you've got 18 inches wheel on this one. You can have 19 inches wheel with the AC model. And by the way, the AC model will have a different front end. It's going to be more sportier. It's going to be also different with the suspension. But right now, with the all-wheel drive model, we've got RFT tires. So it's run flat tires. 235, 55, 18. So those are kind of big. And by the way, when you choose all-wheel drive, no spare tire, because usually the spare tire is right under there, right under the door. But since they need to make places for the all-wheel drive system, you don't even have a tire repair kit because you have run flat tires. So you're gonna have to run on those run flat tires until you get to the next repair garage or station, or I don't know. I'm not a fan of those ones because I prefer to have a spare inside the car. But still, it's not bad looking, but it looks enormous. let's look at the interior of the Toyota Sienna 2016. I remember that we have the 7-passenger seat and we have the XLE version with all-wheel drive limited package. So once again, when you look at the interior of the car, you can see that it is beautiful. They made a lot of improvement when they refreshed the interior in 2015. So you've got nice material, a little bit hard right there, but don't worry, it's too far for your elbow. You've got nice leather, nice stitches. I'm not a fan of the wood, but they've put that into the minivan. So we're gonna take it. Once again, nice silver, memory seating position. If you want to retract your mirror, you can simply press on that button. You've got JBL audio system that you can see, and those speakers seems huge in front. You've got nice storage, and as soon as you open the door, you've got a little lights down there. Nice touches of detail is the Sienna right there logo, which is, it's plastic, but it's carved inside, so it's a nice attention to detail. And you've got some nice mats. Once again, the seat, they don't have a lot of side support, but hey, it's a minivan. You want to be comfortable while driving long hours, and guess what? You will be served, because this seat is comfortable and it doesn't look like it's gonna have a lot of stain over time. A lot of adjustment, once again, to be comfortable. If you want to raise the seat, lower it, or simply have more lumbar, more back adjustment. And we're gonna take place inside the car. Big door, wide opening, and we're gonna turn on everything inside the car. So it's a push button start. As soon as you push it, you've got the Toyota logo right there. Sienna, once again, everything's gonna open in the minivan, and right there it's gonna even start our DVD, which is in the car right now. I'm gonna simply open the roof, both roofs, to have more lights inside the car. That's gonna be better right there, so that you will see clearly better what's inside. So there's a lot of buttons, a lot of command. Let's start with those right there on the side. It's the rear vents, so if you want to open them or simply close them, you can hear in the back what's happening. So if I turn myself in, so it's gonna be hard to show. So you can see those little windows right there opening, so it's no more manual thing, it's just a button that you can press and simply open, and I just kind of love that. It's full. Even check that. I love the buttons right there on the steering. So even if it's full, you know, it's pretty easy to use and configure. If you want to adjust the volume of the stereo, no problem. It's there. You've got your mode. You've got your voice command, your phone command. Nice leather, nice stitches. I love how they do that. You've got the little grasshopper styling, and I love also the grip that you can have with only that little bump right there in the steering wheel. So for the rest of the button, you've got the traction control that you can simply turn off or on by the press of a button. And by the way, if you hold it for a long time, you're gonna see that there's gonna be another stability system which is gonna turn off, and you're gonna have that display. Park sensor, blind spot monitoring, and by the way, look at that, the blind spot monitoring, you've got the big defrost logo which is inside the mirror, and it's bigger than the blind side monitoring. I wonder why they made it that way. Another cool thing is the heated steering wheel and the adjustable headlights, so you can simply lower them or raise them. There you go, and you're going to be able to see clearly better. So we've got HID. If I turn on or off the fog, you can see the difference and the high beams. And you've got also an automated setting that you can push. So as soon as you put it into auto mode, if you turn on the automatic headlights, you can see that clearly at the top of the display. So once again, nice design, nice information screen right there in the center, and you can simply change to whatever message, whatever parameter, autonomy, fuel consumption, actual fuel consumption, distances, and you've got also your all-wheel drive display that's going to show you which power is sent to which wheel. Right now the car has been running for a long time. I'm going to start it because I don't want to lose any battery, so I'm going to hold my foot. There you go. and I won't have that display showing me that I need to recharge the car, but right now it's been running for like 3 hours like that. So incredibly clear. As soon as you look at it, you're going to see your speed, your lights, everything that you need. If you want to adjust simply the light, the luminosity, you can simply press on that button, and you've got also your audio and trip that you can simply press there. I'm going to switch in, and there you go, trip A, trip B, audio. So you've got all the information that you need by the press of a button. Wiper, the rear wiper for the back end. You've got also the wipers that you can set it into auto mode, so you won't have to adjust anything yourself. You've got the cruise control that you can simply turn on by pushing here, and you're gonna see a little display that's gonna appear inside the car. If we move a little bit over here, so once again we've got the big screen JBL system. You're gonna have when it's turned off, look at that, when you turn it off it's becoming all black, and as soon as you're gonna start it back, you're gonna see all the buttons appear, which are touch button and quite easy to use. So you can put your CD up there. As soon as you press the audio, you're gonna see AM, FM, XM, and everything you need. And by the way, the JBL audio, man, what a bass inside that car. You're gonna be probably the star of the neighborhood, the daddy star of the neighborhood if you bring all the kids along and turn up that bass. You've got many apps, navigation, as soon as you go into GPS mode, so it's quite complete. Phone, easy to set up once again. You've got your eco display mode with all your history that you're gonna see. You can go into configuration setting, and you've got once again a lot of them. So many apps. One thing which is quite cool is the driver easy speak. So as soon as you push on that right there, as soon as you activate that system, I don't know if you can hear it, but right now I think you can hear my voice in the back. And it's a one-way system that's going to use the Bluetooth micro, which is right under here, which is going to send your voice in the back. So if you have a lot of kids in the back and you want to talk directly to them, let's say, shut up, you little... Okay, I don't know, something like that, you know, you get angry and you want to tell them exactly what you're thinking, well, it's gonna be the way. So if you want to turn on or turn off that system, you're gonna be simply pressing that button, but be careful. If you have too much sound, see, you can hear a little bit of feedback. So if you have too loud music and I don't know, something is near the microphone right there, you're gonna want to simply turn it off so you won't hear any feedback with that system. Seek track, phone, wow, everything is so fast with that JBL system. I just kind of love it right now. And by the way, 10 speakers inside the car, if I'm correct. You're gonna see that there's a lot of them. So let's look at the heating and air conditioning system that we have right down there. You've got front, rear, you've got different mode. You can also sync the 2-zone, and by the way, I love the 2 lights right there. If you want more heat on one side or the other, no problem, you just simply turn that on. When we move to the lower part here, it's where you have the rear control for the 3rd zone. So you press here and you've got a display that exactly what's gonna happen in the rear. You can do the old trick of, not with that button, but with this one. You can do the old trick of giving them some heat in the back. And you can simply turn to use those commands manually to choose whatever you want. If I go to the side right there, you can see big glove box. Same thing here, huge glove box to put whatever things you want inside. For the sun visor, you can simply retract it like that. And you've got also lights, which is going to be helpful if you have a passenger. Cool commands to open the trunk, to open both sides of the doors. And by the way, you have a button simply right here to turn the ambient light inside. And by the way, when you open a side door or anything right there on the van, you're going to see that display, which is going to show you exactly what kind, what door is open. So you can close or simply open them. So you've got also a button in which you can cancel the opening command, which is in the back for the roof. And you've got a little blue ambient light that I'm not sure that I'm a fan of, but I'm gonna show you that later. So you've got a nice mirror there to see what's happening with the kids in the back, and you got also a place to put your goggles. But if you want to use a mirror, there you go, it's the way, and you can see which kids is giving you a hard time in the back. Mirror, there you go, with all the opening of the garage door that you can press. You've got also the direction where you are heading. If we move a little bit down there, you can see there's huge space once again where you can put your thing. If you press right there, you've got 2 more cup holders, but I think they're for baby bottle or something like that. They are so small, and those are a little bit bigger, and you've got a cool blue lights inside. No heat or keep my drink cools option. You got your heated seat for the front that you can simply turn on and off. You got also a 12-watt connectors, USB auxiliary, and if we move way down there, that's going to be a little bit hard to show. So you've got your SD, your Blu-ray where you can put your disc, and way down there, right here, you've got an HDMI connector, another 12-watt, which is hiding under there. And by the way, it's the key. So if you want to open the doors independently, open the trunk, you can simply press on that. And you can also open this big compartment, but once again, no cooling option. Too bad, but you've got a lot of space in the back. Let's hear the sound of that 3.5 engine. 266 horsepower. Feels like it's powerful. I love that sound right now. So let's move in the back. So with the back here, let's open the door. Oh, the seat was not properly placed. I'm gonna simply retract it a little bit. There you go. Huge space to step in, and look how low it is, to get inside the car. I just love that. And by the way, if you close the door and you put your hands in there, oh no, nah, seriously, it's not gonna do any harm, even to a children. It's so soft and gentle. So let's step in. What you're gonna see in the back is as incredible as in the front. It's neat design, it's clear, it's fun. You've got a pouch right there. You can put a garbage can with a bag right here. You've got some video input that you can plug in the video games. You got some cup holders, big cup holders. You even got some in the doors. You've got nice handle, and you've got also a power door button that you can simply press to close the door or simply open it. There you go. And if you want to lower the window, incredibly big, and you can see that there. It's kind of high when it goes completely down. For the comfort in the back, you've got your climatization that you can switch the mode. You can switch it into auto. You can switch the temperature. It's not easy to read as from my position, but I like the fact that you can control everything here in the back. So you can even control those vents, and you've got also reading lights, just like an airplane, that you can turn simply on and off. And this is cool. This is what we like when we're looking at the inside of a minivan. It's the infotainment system to keep the kids busy. But the one thing that you need is a pair of headphones. So you've got some Toyota headphones right there. And by the way, you've got a position setting A or B, and the volume, which is right there. And you can simply turn it on by pressing the button right there on top. And right now you're ready to listen to the movie. So there you go, you can see clearly the movie. And up front, if you want to hear what the kids are listening to, you can also press on an option and hear it. But the only problem is, where is the remote? Where is it? Oh, there you go, the remote was there. So be careful with that remote. You can nearly lose it every time that your kid's using it. So try to put it in a safe place. I usually put it right there in the compartment. So if I want, to have a kid who's looking at a movie and the other one playing video games, hey, no problem, I just press on split, and he's gonna have his movie on one side, and I will be able to play video games on this other side. No more screen, no more problem, just closing it, and there you go. Everyone in the back will be happy. So I'm gonna open the door. Another thing which is quite cool is how to remove the seats. Oh no, the children again let all the things down. So I'm gonna have a friend come here to help me remove a seat. And you know this guy from Auto Perguntas is gonna be Marcello. So if I want to remove the seat, the thing that I need to do is simply to pull this lever, and the seat's gonna come in that position. And now I'm gonna be able to simply remove it. So Marcello is gonna go on the other side, and you're gonna see that he's gonna pull the door and simply open it. So he will pull the handle on the seat. There you go. But he needs to lift the armrest. And then the seat is in the proper position. He's gonna move it front and simply pull on that handle down there and remove the seat. Is it heavy, Marcello? I think it's heavy. So it's a guy thing. And be careful but when you're replacing the seat. You can see right now that there has been some damage to the plastic thing. So when you want to replace your seat, you're gonna see some alignment position. So right there you have a display showing the alignment in the rail. It's gonna be the same thing here. So those has to be aligned. And right there on the side, this line has to come right to this one so that the seat will clip. So it's more easy said than done. Let's look at Marcello trying to do that. Okay, the alignment seems not bad, but not perfect. Marcello right now is, he nearly has it. There you go. That's a good thing. So there you go. He unfolds, put the armrest on, and he can close the door. See you, Marcello. So once again, a lot of seating inside. And by the way, if you had the 8-passenger option, you would have another seat right there in the middle that you can put in the back. So let's bring back that seat into its position. There you go. And if you want easy access to the rear, you simply pull that on. There you go. And look at that. Easy entry. Incredible. And we're gonna open the trunk. Once again, not electrical. And look at that, how big it is. And by the way, it was closed, but if you want to get the seat out, you just pull, push. You can hear the sound, and you can simply pull that handle. And by the way, you need to pull it a little bit hard and simply pull that up, and you're gonna see the nice seat that you have. So once again, getting the seat out, there you go, pulling and pulling that, and you've got your other row, which is up. So look at that. Nice place. Nice and comfortable, by the way. So if I move to the back, by the way, I've got some storage space. I've got another places, you know, where I can plug and adjust the volume. I've got some speakers in the back, some lights once again. And those seats are quite good, even for adults. So if you go sit there, you might be able to do a long trip. And even if the seats are raised, look at the place in the back. It's incredible. And by the way, that's where you put your 8 seats if you had the 8-passenger option. So cavernous space, a lot of space, incredible. And once again, if I want to lower those seats, you've got no problem. You simply pull that. And once it's done, it's as easy as that. Once again, there you go. And flat folded floor, ready to put whatever we want to put in the car. So I'm going to show you the engine compartment. That's the last section. You've got 2 handles right there, and by the way, this is only a compartment, and you can close your power door through here. And let's look at that 3.5 liter engine. It's running right now. Washer fluid, if you want to check your oil. And your batteries right there. It's a little bit small for mechanics to work in that engine, but hey, it's a Sienna. Usually mechanics don't need to work on those engines, only for maintenance. guys, let's talk about the road handling and the engine of the Sienna. You don't have any optional engine. You have only one through all the version that you can have with this vehicle. So it's the 3.5 liter. It's the one that you're gonna find in a lot of Toyota products, a lot of Lexus products, and I love that engine. It's so well adapted to performance car, to trucks, to minivan, and it's one of the most reliable engine I think right now on the market. It's 24 valves, aluminum, and you got in the Sienna 266 horsepower. It's gonna be all those horsepower are coming out at 6,200 RPM, and for the torque you got 245 pound-feet of torque at a 4,700 RPM. And this engine is going to produce all that horsepower with regular gas. So once again, you don't have to put any premium fuel in that car. You've got a 6-speed mated to this engine, and once again, it's a 6-speed who is well adapted to whatever condition that you're going to drive. So let's say that you want to hook something in the back of the minivan and carry big luggage inside, have many passengers inside, it's gonna shift. And even for a minivan, it has this little sporty shift, which are quick. And I was quite surprised. Put it into S mode, there you go. Floor rate, not that bad. And when it's shifting, there you go. It's shifting fast, not like other cars on the market, other minivans on the market, other SUV in the market, in which you have time to sleep before it changes the gear. So 6-speed automatic transmission. You have also an oil cooler, you know, for the transmission fluid to keep it cool if you're doing some towing with the car. So acceleration, no wheel slip, there you go, quick change. Once again, and I'm way over 100 kilometers per hour. So this 6-speed transmission, you can switch it in a sports mode, and sports because it doesn't change a lot of things. It's more about the revolution and the gear shifting. So as soon as you put it into S, you can also use the manual feature, but as soon as you step on it, it's changing for you, so no performance there. But hey, it's a minivan, and while you'll be driving, you will have an eco indicator inside telling you that your driving style is more eco-friendly, so you're gonna save a lot of gas. But as soon as you're into city mode, you do your acceleration, this little green light would simply disappear, and you can still check your fuel consumption while you're real time right inside there, and in apps in the computer. We have the all-wheel drive version on that Sienna right now, and I say car, and I must say minivan, I must get used to that. It's quite good. It's gonna help you if you're in a region there where there's a lot of snow, a lot of ice, different weather where you can see, and it will also change the road handling of the car. But for the all-wheel drive, if you want to use it while you're going to camp or in a muddy situation, even in snow situation, let the track system on. It's going to be more helpful to get you out of any situation. If you turn it off, it tends to work only front and rear, and it doesn't try to do the better traction to whichever wheels needs it. And right now I'm thinking, should we put that minivan to the test in our famous diagonal test? Well, a lot of you guys ask us to do that, and I was quite surprised. Why put a minivan to the diagonal test? Hey, why not? We're here for that. Let's try it. So stick around, you're gonna see that after this part of the video. All-wheel drive, keep the traction on, and it's gonna change also the steering. I know, you know, when you give acceleration, you can feel the steering sometime pulling you to one side or another. When you use the traction version of the Sienna, it's 266 horsepower, and you've got a lot of torque, so in strong acceleration you will get wheel spin if you choose the front wheel drive. But when you choose the all-wheel drive, you're gonna have a correction of that, you know,
driving feeling, direction feeling that you have. Also in a curve, when you're going to be in a curve, you're going to step on it. With the front wheel drive, you got some different handling, and it's going to affect your direction. But with the all-wheel drive, it tends to hold a little bit better, you know, with the rear pushing you, keeping you in lane. And I tend to prefer the road handling of the Sienna with the all-wheel drive. You've got also a display which is going to show you where the power is sent to the front axle or the rear axle. So you're going to see as soon as you accelerate, the front wheel pulling you, and you can see about 3 or 4 mark on the indicator, and you're going to see sometimes the wheels will simply showing that they're giving power to the rear of the car. So if you're towing, I love also the all-wheel drive for towing when you're in a hill or something like that, an icy hill. It's better to have that. So for the road handling, well, the first thing that comes in mind is that it's different when you're loaded and unloaded. And I mean loaded full of people inside, and it handles much better when it's loaded because the suspension is mushy. Well, it's a minivan, it's not a sports car, so when you go in a turn, you're gonna feel the deportation, you're gonna feel, you know, that suspension getting some bumps. Well, over bumps, here the road is full of potholes, and you see I'm not turning around, I'm not trying to fight the steering, I'm not trying to go around this hole. Hey, forget that, I'm going in those holes, and as you can see, it handles perfectly. It's just like riding a cloud, and I love that. But some people will tend to find that too mushy. When you step on the brake, I know it's going deep inside. When you're going to turns, you're gonna feel that pulling you around, but when you're loaded, it's completely different. It handles much better if it's loaded inside and even in the rear. So as soon as you hook a trailer up, you're gonna see that it handles pretty well. They're using an old technology back in the suspension, these old torsion bars. It's good for reliability, it's good for loading, but you're gonna feel if you get into too much bumps with the SE model. By the way, the SE model has an adapted suspension, so well, sport suspension with a minivan. So it's going to be much stiffer, and a thing which is not helping also for the bumps and the stiffness is the wheels. So for the SE model, you have 19 inches wheels. That's big for a minivan. Right now we have 18 inches, and the thing which is, you know, sending some more pothole action into another Grand Caravan. There you go, bye-bye. Feel the power of the Sienna. Another thing also that who's sending some feedback of the bumps is the steering wheel. It's the 18 inches wheels, and when you have an all-wheel drive Sienna, you have round flat tires. So once again, round flat tires are more stiff on the belt than regular tires. So as soon as we're gonna hit something, we're gonna get a little bit more feeling inside. But with regular version, base version, you're gonna have 17 inches wheels, and that might get you a little more fluffiness than you want as soon as you're braking, accelerating. So 18 inches are not bad. I would have used regular tire and have a spare, but hey, we're gonna take the run flat tires with the Sienna all-wheel drive that we are right now. So it handles better than an SUV, I think, because of the center of gravity, which is lower. But as soon as you're gonna step on the brake, you're gonna see that it's a minivan. And brakes in front, 12.9 inches, in the rear 12.2, ventilated in front and plain in the rear. But it's not a sports car, so be careful if you go into heavy towing. And by the way, towing, if you go with the base model with no towing package, it's going to be 1,500 pounds that you can tow. If you go with the towing package, you're going to be able to do 3,500 pounds. That's much better, but remember that if what you're carrying is too near the maximum capacity, be careful. You know, you might want to go for a different car. These are capable of towing, but are not made for towing big things. And by the way, the brakes, it's another sports car, so if you solicit them too much, you're gonna feel them getting warm pretty quickly. It's gonna be worse if you're towing, so that's why I want you to be careful out there. So when you're inside the cabin, well, right now there's a windstorm out there. It's quite bad. I hear a little bit much more wind than usual, and I see the car moving around, and even when I was near the water, I got a little bump of wind and it nearly moved the car. But in front I see them moving pretty much much more than me. And you've got silence inside the cabin. It would be the same thing with many children inside. I love the assembly quality. I love the comfort that I have in front. The only thing that I would have changed is probably the door when it gets near me. I love to drive with my driving style with my arms right there, but I've got another armrest here, you know, that I can simply rely on to be more comfortable. The comfortable in the seat behind me, incredible. I just love those seats. I love when I'm sitting in the back, you know, just enjoying this ride with a car with so much space. For the third row, impressive. Seriously, for adult, it's going to be quite impressive. Let's talk about fuel economy. Fuel economy for this one. If you choose a front-wheel drive version, you're going to be able, well, it's on numbers, so it's going to be 13 liter per 100 in town, and if you go into highway mode, 9.5, so a combined of 11.4. For the all-wheel drive version that we have, it's 14.4 around city. That's the number of Toyota. I find that a little bit heavy because we were able to do under those numbers with the Sienna during all week. We were loaded. We did some performance maneuver. We did some acceleration. We did some city. We did some highway. So we were able to do 13, which is usually quite high compared to what you will be able to do with your car if you drive around carefully with your minivan. And if you go on the highway with the all-wheel drive, it's going to be 10.2 liters. That's my nice accent. 10.2 liters per 100. And if you go with a combined, you're going to have 12.5 liter per 100. So it's going to consume a little bit of gas, but look at that, it's covered, it's big, it's a big car, it's a big minivan, it got a big engine, it got an all-wheel drive system, you've got so much space inside to put whatever you want in, so that's normal that it's gonna consume some fuel because it's not a compact car. Let's talk about security. You've got some nice security features inside the car. You've got some excellent crash tests with the Sienna right now, so if you have any children, they're going to be secure, that's for sure, inside the car. You've got the star system of Toyota, which is ABS, traction control, stability system, and a lot of those features, you know, who are right with the standard version that you're gonna have of nearly every car with the Toyota. And you've got your camera, you know, when you step on your camera and you can see a wide angle. I love that. You've got also a parking sensor front and rear, but be careful because for the front it's only on the corners, so if you approach a vehicle up front and the nose is short of the Sienna, you're gonna find that pretty special to be parked so near of other cars. Since the nose is short, be careful, it's not like a regular car when you're gonna do your parking maneuvers. Also, be careful of trucks with a towing package. Sometimes their towing package is quite long, and you can see the bumper of the truck. You get near, whoops, you forget that. Your bumper won't like that. It happened to a friend of mine, and your sonar won't detect it, so be careful if you do some tight parking maneuvers. So you've got also automatic headlights, so I find them to be a little bit glitchy at first when I saw that you can modify the reaction or the sensitivity right there in the setting menu. You've got also a package which is, that's strange, which is reserved for the front wheel drive Sienna, which is going to include collision detection and cruise control with the detection of the car in front of you. And why not put that on the fully equipped Sienna? I don't know, but that would have been a great addition with the cruise control adaptive and also the collision warning. You want to be in a car which is more secure than any other car, so put everything in it. You've got some blind spot monitor that's going to show you. I would have loved also to have a lane warning system. And one thing which is quite good, when I put it into reverse, I've got transversal alert if there's any other car coming on the side. So the big question that we asked first, SUV, crossover or minivan? Minivan for the space, incredible comfort, second row, third row, that's for sure. But when you drive it, feels more like a car, and that's probably due to the center of gravity. Also, if you're towing, don't be near the limit of the minivan. The brakes are not gonna like you. If you want to go towing or want to go somewhere in a little muddy area, well, choose the SUV because they are more adapted for that. But if you like spaces and the comfort of the third row, sometimes third row in SUV are pretty much useless. You need to go in a much bigger version of those SUV to get some good comfort in the third row. Parking maneuver is quite easy with this one. So sometimes SUV are big, sometimes you don't see well all around them. You need sensor. They're sometimes too big to go around town, and this is much car-like. The fuel consumption is a little bit lower in this one than a lot of big SUV of that size. So once again, advantage for the minivan. But if you're single, the minivan image, that's not good for you. So if you're single with too many kids and you need a minivan, you're not gonna get a lot of lady when you get to the bar. So that's why you might stick to SUV or at least crossover. Another thing to be careful with the minivan is if you have mats in the rear. Sometimes passenger will move them, so if you try to get the seats in the floor in the retracted position and try to put them back, sometimes the rug will be the rubber rug will be clearly in the place where your seat's gonna hook on, so you have to go in front, you know, move that all around, and that's gonna be painful sometimes. In the front, you know, there's so much space, but I think there's a lot of space right there in the front. Okay, you can put a cooler or something in front. That's a cool thing, but my cooler, I prefer to put it sometimes in the middle or in the back, simply to use the plug that are in there, you know, to get all the battery and keep that cooling effect. But you've got some great and nice feature. Everything is easy to configure, to get in, and I love that driver easy speak system. Not to play some DJ scratching, but simply to talk to the children who would be in the back and in some activity where they can listen to me. I would have loved to have also a two-way system, probably to hear the kid whisper in the back, so I can hear him good in front. So, but that system is only one way, so for my voice. But there's place for improvement. But hey, if you choose that minivan and if you have a family, you will be happy with that one.
Let's talk about the competitors of the Toyota Sienna. There's still a lot of them out there. When you look at that, you've got the Dodge Grand Caravan, which is probably the cheapest you can buy right now. You don't have the 8-passenger option. You've got the neat stow and go storage system for the seat, which is quite cool because you don't need to remove the seat and put it somewhere. It simply goes down in the minivan, but still it's not as comfortable as this one. And think about resale value. Reliability, you see, also is an issue. So if you want the most reliable vehicle, you will have to go with the Toyota Sienna. The Honda Odyssey is probably the biggest competition right now, face to face with the Sienna. The Odyssey is a little bit more fuel efficient. It's still equipped nearly as the same as the Sienna. You've got great option inside. Just think about the dust buster that you have inside that you can clean all the crap that the kids make. So that's a neat option, but you don't have all-wheel drive. Fun, comfortable, good resale value, but a little bit more comfortable with the Sienna, but that's a personal taste for me. If you want to go with a little bit smaller, you might think about the Nissan Quest. The Nissan Quest is a little bit more plastic inside. It's got better fuel economy, but it's not as comfortable as the Sienna once again. The Sedona of Kia, once again, great new minivan that has been completely revised just a year ago. When you look at the interior, you've got good quality, you've got good option for the price that you're gonna put in this minivan. The engine also, even if it's a little bit smaller, a 3.3, feels a little peppier when you press on it. It's more like a SUV when you're driving the Sedona. But still, when you think about the last row of seating, not as comfortable and not as, you know, easy to manage as the Sienna as you have right here in the back. Another one that we didn't test, but it's completely new, it's a replacement of the Town & Country. It's the Pacifica. The plus point that I can think of right now is the hybrid version. Will Toyota bring us the hybrid version that they have on the other side of the ocean? I don't know. It could be a great addition to the lineup. But right now, once again, we will stick with the Sienna, but once we try the new Pacifica, we will tell you about it. Let's talk about the negative points and the plus points of the Toyota Sienna. Let's start with negative. First of all, the interior lighting is kind of bad. I would have preferred something with LED, something a little bit more powerful when it comes to going into that car into night. You cannot see the stains, you cannot see what's even down there near the seats. So a little bit more lighting would have been welcome inside. When you want to remove the seat behind the driver, you need big arms. It's not going to be your lady who's going to do that because it's heavy. And the problem is when you want to put them back on, you have to be clearly aligned with the indicator, and that's a task that you're going to need some practice. And it's not as practical as some other caravans with the seat goes inside, and these one you're gonna have to put them somewhere, so be careful with those seats. There's no spare tire with the all-wheel drive model. There's no tire repair kit, and guess what, when you will want to change your tire, you're gonna have to go with run flat, and run flat costs way more than normal tire for winter and even for summer. So be prepared to put a little bit of money when you change your tire. If you add all the options, the price can go up quite high. So try to be careful, try to choose the model that you're gonna like. The all-wheel drive and the base equipped version is just fine of the Sienna. So you're gonna be able to have a vehicle which gonna be fulfilled your need at a good price range if you want, but be careful with the more equipped version. It's a heavy price. Let's talk about the plus side. You've got space, come on, space, big space inside that minivan, and it's incredible. So if you're going out with 4 people, 5, 6, 7, 8, the cat, the dog, the parrots, hey, you're gonna have place in that car. You can even have the trailer, 3,500 pound trailers, put some stuff on the top of that car, and hey, you're gone to anywhere you want to go in a road trip, and with all the things that you need to bring along. The V6 3.5 is good, it's responsive, it's mated to a good automatic transmission, and once again, when you press on it, you're gonna have some decent acceleration. Fuel consumption is okay. All-wheel drive, during winter in Quebec, it's a must. You go on ice, you go in deep snow, you want your family to be in security, think about that option, and right now it's only the Sienna that can offer you that. The suspension, some people tell us that it's kind of too mushy, but I find it adequate. Hey, it's a minivan, it's not a sport car. Same thing for the direction. You want to turn there you go, the electric will assist you, but it won't give you a feeling of the road, but it's precise for what you want to do with a minivan. Another cool thing from Toyota is their mobility program. So if you have a wheelchair or if you have some physical problem that restrain you from driving, Toyota has a program who will help you customize this car to whatever needs you have. So you will be able to drive and you will be able to enjoy any road trip with a personalized car. Right now it's time for Matt's grade. I'm gonna give it an A+, because space, comfort, good engine, reliability, good resale value. There's a lot of reason to go for this car. And when it comes to the big question, SUV, crossover, or minivan? Man, this is a big question. But guess what? You're more comfortable in this minivan right now than a lot of crossover and SUV on the market. When you think about the last row of seating, if that's important for you, if space is important for you when this row of seating is up, well, you want to go and you want to try a minivan because you're gonna find out why we like it. So do you agree or do you disagree with us? Feel free to comment in the place below. Don't forget to subscribe to Car Question because we love to do video for you. See ya!